Baby, you're my ride or die. My bonnet through the night, through the muddy southern.
Hey, it's Scott.
Tiffany.
And we're back with Gettin'Goff.
Thought we were gonna get off.
Well, we're getting off with Gettin'Goff.
Guys, keep moving along if you don't want to hear, cuss words that Scott likes to say.
Inappropriate stuff.
Inappropriate language.
It may not happen, but I never know when it's going to happen. So, to be real. So, anyways, to start off, working out this format and trying to figure out what makes everything flow and kind of how we've been kind of seeing like our little bit of flaws and stuff from the previous episodes we've done. But going from that, let's start off with a question.
Finally. Yeah.
Wasn't our first attempt, apparently. So, Tiffany, tell me, what were your dreams and what would be your ideal thing that you could do if you had the ability to do it?
Well, it was not an MRS degree.
Oh, what?
So where I went to college, it was like a joke to get your MRS degree.
The hell is that?
Because
MRS?
I went to a LDS college.
Oh, okay.
My first 2 years.
What's an MRS degree?
Get married.
Is it a degree?
A lot of girls went to college to get married. To the LDS college.
A degree?
It was like a joke.
Oh.
It was a joke.
Oh, the Miss degree. Oh, MRS, Miss.
Yes.
Degree.
Yes.
Oh, I don't think that way.
What? Is it past your bedtime?
No, it's just,
It's not even 7.
Like, I was raised Catholic, and like, their whole thing wasn't necessarily to have to get married. It was
a big thing because a lot of times, most of the girls got married like their first year in college.
Okay, so they were trying to. That was like their motive was to go meet someone in order to.
Yeah.
Okay, but anyway, that's something that's kind of like.
It was like a joke.
Yeah, but is that like really endorsed and pushed in the LDS?
It was. You were. They won't admit it, but you were kind of shunned by a lot of people if you weren't married by a certain age.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, you were.
We know a few. We know a few who are still not married.
Yeah. Even when they have like singles wards. They do anything to try to make you stay with people.
Try to promote it.
Yeah.
So what happens to the ones that never do get married?
They eventually just go back to the family ward.
How long does that take?
I think it's up to your discretion.
So is there a point when
you're going to be the old one in a singles ward and no one's going to want to go for that?
So do they just have to accept life?
Usually at that point, you would probably have to find like a single dad.
Oh my God.
Or a divorcee or...
So you start praying. You start preying on the sensitive, or not the sensitive. The weakened. They're like the weakened animal in the herd, and then have to start preying on them to hopefully get marriage. Is that what happens?
I don't know.
And is that kind of like?
It's endorsed? Not like a direct but it's indirectly. That's it's basically what's said.
Oh my God. Okay.
That's true.
Really, the only thing you hear about in the Catholic faith
come after me. That's true.
The only thing you hear about in the Catholic faith is just procreation. So you don't really hear about like you're getting forced to have to get married or.
Well, you weren't forced.
No. I know, but it isn't strongly suggested that you must get married. Or at least I don't remember that because I'm a boy. But I don't. Yeah, the girls and stuff. They were. Yeah, it wasn't like, pushed and forced and.
Yeah.
So,
but my dream.
Before we go into the dream,
what were you gonna say?
Now, when you were going to an LDS church, did they do that bed shaking thing?
Huh?
When they like, it's like they have sex without having sex. Like they put it in, but they can't do the thrust. They have somebody underneath the bed shaking the bed.
No.
Isn't that something?
No.
Or you're just too old for that.
That is not something. Who told you this?
No, you read about it.
I've never heard that.
Okay.
I mean, maybe that happens, and
I must do further research.
I'm not in the right circle, but no.
Yeah, you don't have problems having sex, so.
I'm married.
Yeah, I mean, you look at me and I'm like, okay.
I hope I'm having sex.
Oh, dude, we have more sex than most pornos. Anyways. So, what would be your dream?
You know, it was a big. I haven't really thought of it lately because we, you know.
You know what?
I don't know. Have our own business, which is 90% stress.
Oh, that wasn't a dream of yours?
But no, a dream of mine originally was to actually have like my own coffee shop.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Why do you think I like to visit all these different coffee places?
I assumed you liked coffee.
Well, I do, but I always, that's what I wanted to do for a long time. I mean, before I had kids. Well, no, it was after I had kids. But
after we had kids, that's what you wanted to do?
I don't remember how long, but yeah.
I don't think you've ever told me that.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really drink coffee anymore.
Yeah, but you used to.
Oh, I used to love it, but I had health reasons I had to get rid of it. Oh. Well, you know that. Now I drink sugar-free decaf.
Which I think decaf still has a small percentage of.
Yeah, but like, you see caffeine. My face? That's the face of a sugar-free decaf person. The other day when I bought your coffee, and I went ahead and bought a sugar-free decaf.
No, did you?
It was garbage.
Well, that was Starbucks.
So. It was garbage.
I don't think.
However, I do like the Mexican mocha over at Black Rock. I love the Mexican mocha at Black Rock. And that's sugar-free and decaf. That's super good.
They do have the best. Wonder what that's going to do with the lighting.
Can you not be like squirreled?
Breakfast.
So your dream was a coffee shop.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Well, we have time for that, honey. Once we get the company and our loan and everything all squared away, then let's look into doing a coffee shop. We can call
I guess we did have that snow shack.
Well, yeah.
I didn't have anything to do with that, though.
That was a lot of work, though, because you had all the flavors and remaking the flavors and then having to make sure you do the ice. And it was just a lot cheaper to do your own stuff rather than buying it from the supplier. But we could call it like Jitters.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. I like that.
Now someone's going to fucking steal it.
I know, don't steal it.
Tiff's Jitters.
Yeah, I see some of these, like this place down the road, Mindful Coffee Company. I'm like,
no. The Jitterbug?
I don't know if someone's like copyrighted that name though.
Jitterbug?
Yeah, Jitterbug. There's a song with Jitterbug.
Yeah, but not for coffee.
Yeah, but it could be because it's a song.
Jitterbean?
Stop giving out our ideas.
Okay. Anyways, my dreams when I was a kid, though, and I kind of can still do it. You already know I've worked on it partially. Was writing a comic book.
I know you were.
I have multiple stories.
Well, yeah, you even started
drawing
one. Why we've been together, but
yes, I just. It's hard to once you have to find the inspiration and the once you get the inspiration and you find that and you're on your groove, then you can draw and you can get images down on paper. Then it's not that bad. But I'm also super critical of my own art, so I got frustrated and it killed my drive because I have an idea of how I want it to look. But I haven't been able to transfer that image from my mind to the paper. It's not matching. The stories are there. I just can't transfer that,
Yeah, but why are you letting that, just know it's a process. Maybe think of that. It's a process. So it's not going to be perfect.
Right? I understand the process. I'm stuck in the process.
I know you're stuck at that point. It's stopping you.
Well, it's been hard for me to revisit it because of that. Um, but I just see so many different, inspiring things. Like I have an idea of how I want my art to look, but then I see other artists. Like, well, I mean, like there's Rob Liefeld, who I love his art. And then there's like Dan Mora, I love his art. And then there's there's other people. Mark Silvestri, who's probably one of my all-time favorite artists. But I can't, I can't get my art to. I try to and have some of those influences into my art, and it's just not coming out the way I want it. And then I see someone like Rob Duenas, who is he's got like a cartoony approach to it. And I'm thinking maybe that might be a way for me to not have my art have to be so accurate. It could be more cartoony. Like there's a cartoon there's a comic book right now that's called Dork. It's a dwarf. It's half dwarf, half orc.
Wait, it's Dork?
Dork.
Dork.
D-ORK-RC. So it's called Dork, like a dork.
Yeah.
You're a dork. He's a dork, dwarf orc. He's half light, half
well,
dark.
You said that when I was like Dork.
Dork. It's Dork. Yeah, but
I got that.
The cartoon, the art of it is very cartoony. And I'm like, man, maybe I could do it that way. But kind of my ideas are a little more serious.
I think it could, because for all the kids' birthdays, you've always drawn like
something,
a picture of something that they've, a poster to put up for their birthdays.
Yeah, even the grandkids. But my stuff has never really, it's been more closer to more realistic, not so much when I draw it for the kids, it's not cartoony. I think the only time I ever did something cartoony was for like Grayson's 1 year of something that was like a YouTuber or something I did. Remember that cartoon character? Everything else has been like Godzilla based off the movie, King Kong based off the movie, things like that, you know what I mean? So it's been a little bit more serious looking.
Yeah.
But I know I can do it. I just find the inspiration.
Right.
But anyways, now I'm conscious of saying the word. I realize how much I say it.
I have a quick question.
Unless it's about sex, it's never really that quick.
It's definitely always quick with you.
Oh, anyways.
My quick question.
Yeah.
What was the funniest thing that happened or you said this week?
Funniest thing that happened or I said this week?
Yeah.
I know I said something that you freaking died.
Something about a boner or something, right?
What was that? Oh my God.
Well, I was just shocked because he's lately been wanting the shock value in front of the girls.
Well, no, Tiff and I are very
to be open with them.
Yeah, but we're very affectionate, and then the girls are like, "Oh, gross."
Well, and I don't know why they're saying gross, because some things they say, I'm like, "Do you know what that means?" And they're like, "Yeah." Definitely, the oldest. She'll like tell me what it is. I'm like, shocked.
Well, they won't even go upstairs.
But then if they hear us say it, they're like,
yeah, but like I said, they won't even go upstairs to our bedroom because they think we're always having sex, which happens quite often. But they are like, they do not want to like what was it like a week ago when was it Skylar?
Well, so okay.
Mom? Dad? Yeah.
Well, okay, hold on. We did have a minor issue in the house, which cut down our 3 bathrooms into 2.
We had some flooding.
So, one bathroom is not
usable right now. Yes.
And so that was like the main one in the house. So now
they have to use 1 or 2.
One
of
the bathrooms is up in our bedroom.
Yes. And then the third one's in the farthest end of the other side of the house.
Yeah.
So it's not as accessible. But
they don't go upstairs. Rare.
No, they are
it's rare
yeah.
they go up there. So which is fine, whatever.
It's just funny. What did I say? Because you were like, oh.
Even I was shocked. I was like, I can't believe you just said that.
Something about a menu and sometimes I have to serve up a plate of
We were at the kitchen the table.
dick or something along
boner.
or boner. Yeah, I don't know what it was, but you can't. You're trying to call me out on that, and which I'm happy to share it if I could remember it. But the shit that comes
you
out
weren't remembering anything else.
because the shit
And
that
I
comes out
remember
of my
that
mind.
because it was pretty.
You were like, whoa, 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 and you started laughing.
Funny, but I was just like, I can't believe.
And
you
the
said
kids just went. They just scattered. I was like, well, it worked. I don't even remember what it was. Who knows?
Yeah.
Okay. Other thing I wanted to know is because I'm such a Star Wars freak, and I love it. Oh, and in fact, you like the gray aliens. So
Great aliens.
the version of aliens that you like and you have all that stuff of are called gray aliens. The thin bodies with the round heads and the big eyes, those are called gray aliens.
Mm.
So you like aliens. The grays.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go stand on top of a skyscraper if they're coming down to Earth and have a sign you're welcome.
Well,
I remember that was in a movie and then it blows up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not.
So do you?
I think yes. Are you asking me if I believe in them?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Now
I think it would be naive of people to think that they don't exist with how big the universe is. Given I don't think they look like what people in movies portray them as, but 100% it's naive to think that we're not the only life forms like you and I in the whole universe.
So what intrigues you about them?
What intrigues me about them?
What intrigues you? Like knowing that they probe you? No?
Oh. What are you getting at?
I'm just kidding.
I'm not following.
Could you imagine that porno?
No.
The alien and getting probed?
No.
No?
That doesn't do it for me.
I was just okay.
But I mean, what intrigues I think it's fun, just to believe in something else. But I truly do think that they are real. And honestly, I mean, government's not going to tell you anything anyway.
No.
Even what they have shared is probably, one little centimeter of a whole ruler of knowledge that they have on it. You know what I mean? You know what I'm getting at? I'm trying to
I know.
have a...
I know. You don't have to sound intelligent to go off on about aliens.
Trying to pull it off.
And I'm just going to go straight. I just love sci-fi, and I'm down. If it's like Star Wars and there's like hundreds of species of aliens, I'm down for it. I wouldn't mind freaking running into a real-life Chewbacca. I mean, I'm just saying. I'm not afraid of it. But
yeah.
Anyways, you get distracted so fucking easily.
Squirrel.
Yes. It's actually kind of annoying. Anyways, that's going to come to the end of it. And I know it's a short one, but we're glad you guys are getting off with Gettin'Goff. So for now.
See ya.
Till next time.
Baby, you're my ride or die. My bonnet through the night, through the muddy southern roads, and I